Hi, this is Teresa Owen, and this is going to be a part of the Global Pop-Up Art Project. And I'm going to tell you about our family nightmare and an update of what's going on if you've been following me on my YouTube or Facebook or Google Plus or any of my other sites. But I'm going to start off with one of my favorite hymns that actually has to deal with our nightmare. God's Word is our great heritage, from Psalm 16, verse 6. God's Word is our great heritage, and shall be ours forever, to spread His light from age to age, shall be our chief endeavor. Through life it guides our way, in death it is our stay. Lord, grant while worlds endure, we keep His teachings pure, throughout all generations. Amen. Our nightmare began in 2010 in the spring, when Butler County took us in for truancy on Angel. She was not truant, she was being homeschooled, but she was abused by the 6th grade teacher and paras, and her IEP was not followed, and a federal investigation did ensue, and the schools did get in some trouble. But because that we did homeschool her, and we did homeschool Katrina, we decided we wanted to give public school one more chance, which was a huge mistake. Huge. Social worker said because Angel and Katrina have mitochondrial myopathy, they need a minimum of 10 hours of sleep a night, that church would interfere with them attending school, so you're not allowed to go to church or any other religious activity. If you don't get it, that violates the First Amendment, our religious freedom. So my husband and I decided, when she told us October of 2010, that we would start looking at homeschool curriculum to see what we could find that would meet our faith. We did find some at Alpha Omega Publishing called Life Pack, and it has different ways you can manipulate it. But I am an education, or was an education major at a university here in Kansas. I was a double major, science and education, and I do have access to a special teacher's library at Emporia State. So it's not like I don't know what I'm doing. But we got the biggest surprise when we did go to an IEP meeting in November of 2010, when they told us my homeschooling had taken Angel from 2nd grade level with reading and language arts up to 4th grade. She had been stalled in reading language arts for about 2-3 years. She was in the 6th grade at this time. She is autistic. She is categorically mentally retarded. And part of her mitochondrial myopathy, she does throw seizures. And how she shows you that she is stressed out is she will stop talking and she will start throwing seizures. And the doctor told the social worker the children are not to hear what is going on in the meetings, in the home, and that it's supposed to stay calm and quiet, because he had done an EEG which showed she was at risk for what is called a status epilepticus, which is a fatal seizure, and there is no medication to stop it. Now, we were diagnosed at Walter Reed Army Medical Center, but yet the social workers would not allow doctors to look at the military medical records or talk to their specialists, but yet they expected these doctors to change the diagnosis. And the doctors refused because the German specialist who diagnosed our daughters is very accurate on her diagnosis. Plus, God sent her. She was visiting Walter Reed to see where the wounded warriors healed after being transferred from Germany back into the States. And her specialty is mitochondrial disease. So we thank God that she came to us. But now, Angel and Katrina, since being removed January 20th because we refused to stop attending church and we refused to stop teaching our children about Christ, the social workers said we can make up believable lies and the court will believe us. Now, it just came to light in March that there was a news article that a whistleblower has told about social workers lying in reports. She was fired. She has filed a federal lawsuit. Thing is, I do have the documents, and there's one that is 31 pages, but a top page makes it 32. And when I was going through it to see what errors were in it, by page 15, I had 10 handwritten mistakes. 10 pages by page 15. I still had 15, 16 more pages to go. So the courts are not supposed to lie, but yet they do. And the children pay the price. David is a retired disabled Air Force veteran. They told us just because he's a disabled vet, they could take his rights. But because we are married, they would also have to find a way to take mine because you must take both parents' rights at the same time. And they can't do it. So, since we're still married, they can't take his rights, even though he is a disabled vet. We are working on getting our daughters home. I have not seen them since November 2013. I wonder how they're doing since they don't see their doctors. They're not on their medications. Angel has had to be rushed to the hospital by ambulance for seizures. I'm on the medications for mitochondrial myopathy. Same disease they have. I'm so stressed out that I've lost my teeth. My bone density is bad. I'm not absorbing the nutrients, and that's part of this disease. So people do have problems understanding me. So if I'm taking the meds and seeing doctors like I'm supposed to, what's happening to them? Katrina is overweight. I used to be 300 pounds. And the doctor explained I was needing to get the nutrients, so I would eat what I was craving because that's what my body was needing, but I wasn't getting enough. And Angel has lost more weight. It means, yeah, her body is starving. But the state and the court don't care, because if they did, they would have sent them home. Especially if our attorneys had done their job and shown the errors, because I let the attorneys know that there were errors, 10 pages by page 15. We did the court orders. We paid over $3,000. The social worker got angry when we did some of our court orders on the Air Force base. We need our daughters to come home. Right now, I'm getting ready to file an appeal in the Kansas Appeals Court because I've asked to see the judge's oaths, authenticated oaths, and they have refused. They haven't replied. That makes their judgments and rulings null and void because I know they can't produce authenticated oaths. I have also started a federal lawsuit, just like the whistleblower. But that's going to take years. Don't get Angel home here soon. There's special military privileges she's about to lose that would help her for the rest of her life. We signed her up and Katrina up for special benefits just in case they had mental retardation. And Angel does. Thank God Katrina does not. But we also have help going on now from the United Nations Human Rights Offices. But again, that's going to take years. But that shows human rights violations are going on here in the United States against children and families. It's got to stop. The U.S. Congress has got to start protecting the children and families in the United States just like they do for the children and families in other countries. Step up. All you got to do is shut CAPTA down. Shut it down. That's where the money's going. And that is through Social Security. You want to keep Social Security solvent? Shut CAPTA down. Send the children home who have been medically kidnapped so that the states can make money off their illnesses. But yet they won't get them treatment. Please start sending the children home so that they get the proper medical care and the love they need. Thank you.